wealth. In this country, that's the script. If you divide it, then you conquer it easier. That's legit. So you see them young boys out there fighting in a pit. Let's get them mad at each other and not the ones who threw them in. Now I can understand fully the argument from the South Side. How we feed them when we've been having our mouth wide. How you find money for them. You ain't even looking at Africa. They ain't even the only immigrants seeking life here. I know it ain't fair, but look again at who's doing this. And why ain't nobody mad at them? The city ain't ready. And the people keep coming, and God told us to love them, so we gotta do something. For the ones who've been here and the ones who just got here, our plight ain't the same, but our fight is the same. And if we could work together, do better, we'd go higher. And that'd be so sweet. So you see, they trying to slice us. First, our gathering is significant. This is a significant moment and an opportunity for us to work against the attempts to slice us apart. It is easier to come against and beat each one of us in our organizations and our causes if we are divided in that work.
You know, it took me many years to get permanent legal status in the US. And so it was a struggle. I remember not buying permanent furniture, right? Because you never know.
From what I'm seeing and what we're hearing on the ground, I think it's an investment crisis and really trying to steer away that this is like a migrant crisis and recognizing that everything that we're experiencing and these obstacles that we're facing, they're all policy choices.
And so when we talk about housing being a human right, like that does mean everybody, and that starts right now, whether you're a new arrival or whether you've been in Woodlawn forever. I think that we're failing at this moment on every level of government. The issue isn't whether I'm black and I get a voucher or I'm a new arrival and I'm getting a voucher. The issue is like the voucher system, right? Feeds money into landlords and doesn't address the root cause or create conditions for folks to have long-term housing.
1 in 10 Black people are immigrants. For us, we've continued to push to make sure that people are aware that we're here. Those that are putting migrants on the buses are doing so for political theater, right? We don't fit that narrative. And so that has affected also the types of resources that are then available to Black migrants.
And this is not Chicago's problem, it's our nation's problem. It's a global problem. It means that it's a big fight. What y'all are all describing is like something much bigger than the way that it's talked about on a day-to-day basis.
But even like challenging my own parents of like, it wasn't fair that you had to go through what you went through, but it doesn't mean that like immigrants and folks that are arriving deserve to go through the same thing. And there is resentment, understandably so, and also like it's not their fault.
My perception, you know, Black people are very compassionate, they're very welcoming. And so this is understanding this conflict or this tension as a result of disenfranchisement, right? People feeling like yet again, our needs are being set aside, right? Our needs are being stepped over, right? Nobody wants to hear that. And that's what's creating this tension. So as we are looking at solutions for how we bring communities together, solidarity to me means that there has to be mutual benefits for everybody.
Like there's some commitment here that we're trying to establish, I think, to address this issue long term. And to me, that is what solidarity looks like, right? Like there is no one-off way to have solidarity when you're dealing with structural issues.
If I have the power to help people who are coming that don't have any resources and need the support, then we're gonna go and help them. And also, it doesn't mean I'm going to stop fighting for everyone.
The city and the state, and particularly the federal government, has a role in helping the community do this work. So how do we advocate for building infrastructure in our community so that we could do this long term?
We have to fight to make sure there's a social safety net, that everyone's material needs are met, right? You can be rich, poor, Latinx, Black, from Venezuela, or from Island Terrace on 63rd Street. You have access to housing, you have access to food, you have access to employment.
we can't do this work alone, and we haven't done this work alone, and we know that we need each other to win.